Hey there, it's Erin with Time Saving Templates, and in this video, I'm going to go over a very quick tip on how to create dependent drop-down lists. Let me just open up the file and I'll show you what I mean. So what I am looking to do for this example is we're going to have two different drop-down menus. So I want to have someone select the state, and then based on the state they select, the next drop down menu for city is going to list the options under that. And I've also seen this similar functionality be needed for different HR and compensation scenarios. It could be by manager, so it could be select the manager name and then the drop down list is the manager's direct reports, or organizational level and then list all the managers that are at a certain organizational level. So there's really a lot of ways you might use this. So if you have never done a drop down list before, that part's really easy. I'm going to do that for the first one, which is the state. You just go to data validation and I'm going to do a list, and then the source, I'm going to select the options I want to appear here. Now, since my states are going across the top, I can just do it this way. And if the states were listed in a column, then you could do it either way. But for this example, I already have the states going across, so I'm just going to select that and click OK. So that's the normal standard drop-down list. Now, the part that we want to get working is the second drop-down list to only show cities based on what is selected for the state. So to make this a little bit easier, we need to create some named ranges. So I'm just going to go one column by column and go to formulas. So I'm highlighting all of Texas and create from selection, and I'm wanting to create the name for this list to be the top row, which I already have Texas. So I'm going to do that. And then after you add that named list, you can also check and you'll see that it's here. So there's one for Texas. If I click on that, it will highlight the information under Texas. So I'm just going to go real quick and do the rest of these. And just one other note, if you're going to be adding more to this list, like more cities below, you could just highlight the blank cells here when you're creating it, and then it will include those as they get added. But you will then have blanks when you do this next part. So I only did Illinois that way. So we'll see how it looks. But there's also another step I'll get to if you want it to auto add new entries. But first, let's go ahead and get the city working. We're going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to click data validation, switch it to a list. And then for the source, this is where we need to use a formula. We're going to do equals and indirect, and then click on the cell where the state is going to be selected and close parenthesis and click OK. And then now the options appear for Illinois. It looks like I have just one blank for Illinois. See if it keeps expanding further. Yeah, so that will work if you want to preset the blank cells, and that way they get added afterwards. Now, if I switch back to Texas, it's working to pull in all the Texas states. One thing to note, you'll notice this New York, I have an underscore because these drop-down lists will not work well if you have a space. It's okay that these have a space in here, but the dependent cell at the top needs to have an underscore. Let me just take it out so you can see. If I didn't have this underscore and it was a blank space, and now I try to select New York, it's not working at all. It won't give me the options for the city. So just a note, there's other workarounds, but that's the fastest thing to get it working. But there is, now I can select the one with the underscore. There is another workaround if you really don't want that underscore in your file. So yeah, with the other named ranges, I just set it to the end of the data. So say with Florida, I want to add Cocoa Beach. It's not going to automatically appear. It stops at Naples. If you didn't create extra spaces or you want it to be able to automatically keep extending, let me cut these out. The other way you can do this is highlight your data set and then do a Control T, and that brings up the shortcut to create a table. So if you set it as a table, it will automatically add what's added. So click on my table has headers. Okay. Now it's a table. So now if I go to add Cocoa Beach, it extends that table. And let's see if, yeah, and then it updates the options here in the drop down. We'll just try one more and make sure that it works. And yep, it is giving us the additional options. So that's how you do the basic two-part dependent drop-down list. Okay, so from here, what if I wanted to add the geozone as an additional filter at the top, and then I have different states that I want to appear based on this geozone. So there's a couple ways you could do this. We could do lists for each geozone. So we could have Geo 1 and then Geo 2, and then I can list out the different states. So I would have Texas, Florida, and Illinois in Geo 1, and then in Geo 2, California and New York. So that's one way we could do it, is then create the named ranges for Geo 1 and 2. Or if your data looks more like this and you have it at the top, you could also organize it across as you're creating the named range, but just put the geozone to the right or left column. Oops, not the merged cell though. So we do need the underscores in here for now, but so I would highlight with the first cell I'm highlighting is the name of it, the selection, create from selection, and it's picking the left column to be the name. And then click OK. And then that should have created our Geo Zone 1. And then we can put this option as well to the right. And then we just need to tell it to use that right cell. So instead of the left, we want it to be named based on the one on the right. And that should have created Geo Zone 2 with the underscore. Yep. So from there, we just would need to, first of all, let me clear the current data validations. Clear data validation list. And then these are merge cells, so it'll probably put a blank space in between. Then we can select the geozone. So geozone 1, I want only these 3 states to appear. So then from here, we would do the additional formula. So data validation, a list, and I'm going to do equals indirect, and then the geozone that we entered above, and close parenthesis. And then now it's giving me just the 3 options. And then the one we did before will work based on the state. Then if I choose Geo2, then I'm getting just the 2 options. California, then I'm just getting California options for city. So I hope that helps next time you go to do any dependent drop-down lists. Let me know in the comments what your use case scenario is for your different dependent drop-down lists, or if you have any other questions about it, because I know there's also different ways and different things you can do with this. So I'm curious to see how you are using it. And don't forget that we do have some free resources. If you head over to timesavingtemplates.com/free resources, there's a few different cheat sheets and guides for HR and compensation related templates, as well as small business and property management. And I've started a new page for the library of different video series. So we have a different video series on working with locations in Excel and different analytics and charts. So each of these has 3 to 4 videos, and that is on YouTube, but it's also grouped together on the website if you want to look into some of these other Excel tips here and dive deeper into those examples. So until next time, don't forget, I am here to help you streamline and save time when it comes to using your spreadsheets. Thanks.